Hi, welcome to the Gear Garage. I'm Zach. This is my little internet show about whitewater stuff. And today I want to talk about how to get outside during a pandemic. Today is March 27, 2020. We are in the middle of a global pandemic, and it's really important that we are responsible during this time. I know people like me, my identity is built with being outdoors and being outdoorsy and doing stuff, and so I'm struggling without being able to go kayaking and biking, but I personally think it's our responsibility to take a break from all that stuff just to be responsible. And the group Outdoor Alliance put out a really good how to get outside during a pandemic little flyer, which I think is really well done, and I want to share that with you all today and talk with how it applies maybe to paddling or your life. I don't want to have this be a lecture. I just want to have this be like me sharing my thoughts on what I think is really important. So first of all, the first thing is make the health of others your #1 priority. So if you do go outdoors and do something, do it in a way where you can't get other people sick. If you are sick, you might be sick and don't know it. So if you're gonna go do an outdoorsy thing and you drive somewhere, which maybe you shouldn't, but if you did, think about like what happens at the gas station. Could you be getting the attendant sick? If you're at a put-in, could you be touching something or breathing on something that gets other people sick? If you're putting stuff in the trash, think about the whole thing about how you might affect others. Next is you can go outside cautiously. So, you can and should go do stuff. Our bodies need sun, we need to exercise. It's important that we go outside. Being outside is a great place to be. But just please follow the guidelines for social distancing of 6 feet. Don't get in a car with other people. A car is probably the worst place to get with people outside of your community. Don't do this. Go outside in a way that you can be cautious and follow all the CDC guidelines. Next is stay close to home. What's happening right now is a lot of people are traveling places to communities to recreate, or trying to get out in the woods, and they're bringing the coronavirus to these new communities. It's spreading it, and you're also using the resources of these communities. You're buying their toilet paper, their food that they probably need, and if you do get hurt or sick, a lot of these small communities have very small hospitals that is barely big enough for that community, much less you if you need to go in there. So please stay close to home. I haven't left Hood River in a while, and I intend to stay here for quite a while. Next, keep it chill. I think that if you're a class 5 paddler and you can follow these rules and you still want to paddle, maybe do class 2, right? Or if you're a really hardcore mountain biker, just go for a nice ride down a trail. Go follow an easy trail you've never done. It's not time to get hurt. The last place you want to be is a hospital right now for a lot of reasons. One, if you get hurt your arm or something, you have to go to the ER, you're gonna get affected. Highly likely to get affected, but imagine what the ER docs will think if you were out mountain biking and they had to work on you when they're basically in a war zone. So just keep it easy. Do recreation that gets you exercise, gets you outdoors, but this is no time to get hurt. And finally, respect closures and be a good steward. So places are going to be closed, and for good reason. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of public lands, keeping them open. I normally would be fighting closures, but right now, while we're in the heat of this global pandemic, if something's closed, it's closed for a reason. I know our public land agencies don't want to close things. I know they're struggling with this. I talk to them. But when they see 300 cars at a trailhead and people not following these guidelines, they kind of have to. And so please respect those closures. I know in my backyard there's a mountain biking trail that's a few miles away. They've closed the parking lot so people can't congregate there. But if you ride from home, you can still ride the trail. They haven't closed the trails, they've just closed the access, which I think is something smart. So I really think this is a good thing to follow, and I hope a lot of you out there are being respectful. I went paddling, I think it's now 8 days ago, and I jogged my shuttle, which I thought was responsible, but I wouldn't do that now. I can go 20 minutes away to the White Salmon, I can jog my own shuttle, go paddle, but I wouldn't do that now because I just don't want to have to drive, and potentially I get hurt driving, and potentially see other people out there. And so now I'm staying home and I'm going for walks. I'm going for a run once in a while and doing indoor stuff, doing indoor exercises to stay safe. And I just got over a surgery on my hand. I had surgery in December and just was finally cleared to paddle when this started. So I got to paddle, I think 2 days before this whole thing started. And during my surgery recovery, the only exercise I could really do was go for walks. And I went for 5-mile walks a day in my community, and just went and saw things that I had never seen. I went down new streets and I found new places. So, I have to say, a great thing to be doing right now is just put on a pair of shoes, just go for a long walk, come back in a few hours, maybe listen to a podcast, You know, I don't want to be lecturing you here, telling you what to do, but a great suggestion would be to just like see the city in a new way in this hopefully short amount of time. This is a blip in our world history that we need to just sort of like put our heads down and change our behaviors for a while for everybody's good. So those are my thoughts. If you have any thoughts to add to that, maybe I missed something, maybe you think I went over the line and you think, well, it's fine to do whatever, which it isn't. But if you think that, you can tell me and I'll be happily to respond to you and be respectful. But I definitely appreciate all of you out there that are being socially responsible right now, and hopefully we all get through this sometime soon. That's it for this episode. See you next time.